Ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently visiting a place behind our local school that I used to visit a lot when I was a young kid. My friends and I used to excuse ourselves from class and come out here to drink El Toro Kool-Aid and smoke candy cigarettes because that's what we liked to do when we were that age. The story goes back in the 50s, well before my time, there was a man who lived in a house out here who was some sort of a salvage collector or something like that. Apparently there were organized piles of shoe leather, old wood, treated and untreated in separate piles, copper and different kinds of metals and stuff like that. Here's part of the foundation of the house. Apparently it just fell in and they pushed the debris over the side of the hill, if you can see any of that back in there. But that's not what I wanted to show you. Of course, there's all the obvious signs that man was here. Look at this tree growing through this ladder. I wonder how old that is and if that ladder's any good still. I could use one about that size, but what I want to show you is way through all this crap, so I'm going to have to push my way through. Crank-style house windows. That was pretty fancy back in the day. This guy must have been doing good with all this shoe leather. Lawnmower seat. That's the kind that used to be on that little home-like garden tractor that had the engine between your feet. That's not it either. Here we go. We're getting there. There it is. It's this thing right here. What in the hell kind of axle is this? It's been sitting here as long as I can remember, and I've never really stopped to see if I could figure out what it was. I'm assuming there was a pan on the backside of it that came off for inspection and service, and all of the guts fell out of the front. But again, I'm not entirely sure. It was a dually, I guess, so maybe a big truck of some sort? But the whole thing really isn't all that wide. It's a pretty heavy casting, though. I can't lift it. Hell, I can't even move it anymore. Oh, yeah, it moves a little. Those are some pretty impressive bearings. They've been here as long as I can remember, and that's been at least 30 years, so those turn, kind of. The tires on the back of it are a 720, I'm assuming is how you say that. 7.00-20. 10-ply rating. The tire says Fleetway. It's badged US Royal. Does anybody recognize this tire at all? Heavy duty truck and bus. This one says 8-ply on this side, and it is a Firestone Transport. So there's two different kinds of tires over here. And this one's really burnt out, like somebody was doing burnouts with it. Hey, I could use that steel bar laying there. That I know I can find a use for. But yeah, seriously, can anybody identify this axle? Because I'd really like to know.